Good morning, everybody. It's Christian YouTube Daddy here. Well, as most of you are aware, I'm in Centre Parcs in Whinfell, which is just to the right-hand side of Penrith. Well, that's from if you're coming from down south, or from the left if you're coming from the old Jockland. And I thought I'd just do a quick review of my 24 hours in Centre Parcs. Obviously, the wife and kids have been here all week, and I only came down for the last day because I had work to do. If you've been following me on my my vlogs on my channel and stuff like that, so I thought I'd give it a quick review. What do I think of Centre Parcs? What's it all about? Well, to summarise, it's Butlins for the middle class. Absolutely. I'm slightly out of my depth here because I'm not wearing a bobble hat and I've not got a cagoule on. So it's full of people with bobble hats, cagoules and walking boots. Absolutely. If you like this type of thing, if you like living in the middle of trees, if you like yomping and outdoor activities, it's absolutely brilliant. Yep. Me personally, I'm a townie. I like towns. The accommodation, as you probably saw from the last videos, was absolutely fantastic. It was a tree house, and it had loads and loads of amenities and all that kind of stuff. So there was no problem at all about it. Got Wi-Fi all over the place. Wi-Fi's a little bit slow, I've got to admit that. I was uploading a video yesterday that would normally, if I was at my house or at Pete's place, it would take about 20 minutes to upload a video up to YouTube. It took 2.5 hours to upload this video. So the Wi-Fi's a little bit dodgy. The other thing I don't like about this place is cash only. Everywhere. Card only. Everywhere. You cannot spend cash at this place at all. Even the vending machines, you have to use your credit card or your debit card on the vending machines. So it's literally card only everywhere. So there's an arcade, you have to use the card in the arcade. Vending machines, any shops, anything you want to buy has to be card only. They just don't do cash whatsoever here. And as a consequence, the things are quite expensive here. Because we're obviously in an enclosed area and they monopolise things here. It's like fish and chips, like 17 quid for fish and chips. Oh my God. You could feed a whole family for 17 quid for me a side chippy. So it's expensive. Absolutely, it is expensive. There's no doubt about it. It's certainly no Blackpool. It's certainly no £1 burger bar, but it is nice. If you can see I'll just show you, have a pan round. Here I am at the moment. I'm just outside the main complex area. And they say we've now checked out of the hotel. They've gone to clean it up for the next people, and we're now going swimming. Now, I went swimming yesterday. The swimming's good. It's a bit like the sandcastle. It's very much like the sandcastle, to be fair. Indoor tropical swimming pool with slides and stuff for kids and all that kind of stuff. So it is pretty good in there. There's a seated area if you're not swimming, so you can watch the kids or the families can go in there. So it is pretty good. But again, when you're in there, you can buy food. It is quite expensive. Bought the granddaughter hot dog and the chips yesterday, which in my view should have been about 2 quid, 3 quid at the top, 8 quid. You know what I mean? So it is extremely expensive. Tea and coffees, which should be about £1, are like about 4 quid. So it is very, very expensive, but you get what you pay for. The food and the hot dogs, it's just food. But I've got to tell you about this. Last night we went to an Indian restaurant, and I know I shouldn't be smoking. Went to an Indian restaurant. It's the most un-Indian Indian restaurant I've ever been to. There wasn't an Indian person in there. None of the people serving were Indian. None of the chefs were Indian. It was ran by white English people. There wasn't an Indian person in sight, and it was I couldn't believe it. I've never been in an Indian restaurant that's got no Indian people in it. How can it be an Indian restaurant? So it's the most un-Indian Indian restaurant. The food was all right. Again, you have to pay by card, and again, quite expensive. There was 5 of us, and it was 200 quid, which was quite expensive for an Indian food. You know, we didn't go overboard. We didn't have loads of drinks. I was just drinking water because I was driving today. A sheikh kebab starter, which was all right, I suppose. Yeah, I had a balti and with rice, some chips and pompons. You know, the normal array of food, and it was all right. It was all right. A little bit expensive, but it was just completely the most un-Indian Indian restaurant I've ever come across. Unbelievable. Not one Indian person in there. I was expecting at least a chef to be Indian or something like that, but the food was all right. I've had better. I've had worse. Was it worth 200 quid for the 5 of us? Possibly not. Possibly a little bit. I'd have maybe gone for 150 at the most. It just seemed a little bit expensive. But that goes back to my first point, that when everything is done by card, people are less likely to look at the prices. It's just zap, 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 zap. And then when you go home, you suddenly look at your credit card or your debit card bill and go, oh my God, how much have I spent? So I personally, you know me, I like to use cash. If you're going out somewhere and you've got 100 quid in your pocket, once that money's gone, it's gone. So you tend to budget, don't you? But when you're at a place like this where it's all card, you just go, I'll have this, zap, I'll have that, zap, I'll have the other, zap. And you don't tend to notice the cost until the bill comes in. So in my opinion, that's why society is starting to get into debt all the time, because nobody's really noticing how much money they're spending on their credit cards and things like that. So I've never been keen on zapping cards anyway. Oh look, is a bird type person? Where is he? Can you see him? Where is he? There he is. If you like the wildlife, it's brilliant here. There's birds just walking around. There's squirrels. You know, we are smack by the Nature Centre Park. We're smack in the middle of a forest. If you want peace, tranquility, absolutely brilliant, yeah. But it comes at a price. It absolutely comes at a price. The accommodation is quite expensive, but it depends what time of the year you come in. So if you come in at the height of season, it's extremely expensive. If you come in where we're slightly off season now, it's not quite as expensive. So yes, it is reasonably highly priced, but you certainly pay a premium for while you're here. There's no doubt about it. Would I come again? Possibly. The wife and the kids absolutely love it. That's Rachel, Rebecca, the grandchildren, my son-in-law, and his friend Liam came along, and they absolutely love it. They come here a couple of times a year, and they absolutely love it. Is it my type of place? Possibly not. Because as I said, it's Butlins for the middle classes, for the people wearing bobble hats and caggles, which is absolutely fine if that's your type of thing. But the people who come here are certainly not the type of people who are my customers in Blackpool. Completely different demographics of people. These are definitely more on the woke side of things. You know, the woke, the typical leftist, tree hugging, yomping type of people who go round walking in walking boots and stuff like that. But is that what you love? That's what you love. There are a lot of Scottish people here, to be fair, but obviously geographically where we're located, so I would say I've definitely seen probably a quarter of the people I've come across so far are from north of the border. And probably not from Glasgow, to be fair. They're probably more likely from Edinburgh. Okay, I'm stereotyping it slightly, but that's what I'm seeing. So yeah, overall, not a bad place. Very peaceful. Very tranquil, no doubt about it. Birds walking around everywhere. You can hear the calm of the water behind me. The swimming bath is very good. You can go into that any time you want to at no cost. So there's no actual cost in going into the swimming bath. As I said, it's like the Sea Life Centre in Blackpool. It's very, very similar to that. The big rides, subtropical inside, so it's nice and warm. So even if it's raining outside, in the complex itself, which is there's lots of shops, clothing shops, that type of stuff, Starbucks, that type of stuff. Would I come here and then pay double the amount for a jumper from a posh shop? Absolutely not. I'll bring one with me. I'll give you, for instance, right, in the cabins you have, there's a log fire, and you can buy these log bricks, which you've probably seen them. You can buy them from Home Bargains for about £1.25 each. Yep, and you light them and you put them into the log fire inside the cabinet, which is absolutely brilliant. So if you bought some with you, which obviously I did, they're about £1.25 each from Home Bargains. If you're to buy them from here, they're £4 each. So you're talking 4 times the price. And that's probably systemic with everything once you get here. So the prices of the holiday aren't that bad, but you've got to be smart about it. If you're gonna, instead of, there's local shops where you can buy bread, milk, eggs, bacon. If you want to cook stuff or stuff for the barbecue, just bring it yourself. Pop into Asda on the way up, fill your boot with Asda stuff, and sell yourself. Like if you buy cigarettes here are like, cigarettes normally are like £10.60 a packet, because I smoke Richmond King size, Now, so what I did, obviously, was I brought mine with me. If you to buy cigarettes from here, the same comparison, they're about £15 a packet. So the difference is really, really noticeable. So my summary is, right, if you like outdoor adventures, there's absolutely loads of outdoor adventures. There's these are things which you have to pay for on top of. There's sedgewaying, which Becky was on yesterday, which is absolutely fantastic, about £20 for an hour, not bad. There's they seem about £20 an hour. There's rock climbing, which Missy did yesterday, again about £20 an hour. So these things seems to be about 20. There's archery. There's like these buggy type things. You call these buggy type things as well. Again, it's about £20 an hour. So there's lots and lots and lots of outdoor activities, but obviously there's an additional cost to that. But if you just like walking around looking at birds and yomping and stuff like that, absolutely fantastic. There's also a high wire, one of these wire things where you jump on it and you go over a lake on a wire. Again, it's an additional cost. So the only thing that isn't an additional cost is the swimming pool, which is obviously any time you want to. Now, even though we checked out at 10 o'clock, we're still allowed to go into the swimming area, which I'm about to do now. So I'm going in there now. So will you be going to Centre Parcs? Check it out. If you're like, oh, look at the birdie. Now this is, if you like this type of stuff, there he is. Obviously, they're just wandering around aimlessly, and they're completely acclimatised to people being here. But it's calm. There's no doubt about it. It's certainly no Blackpool on a Saturday night. This is very calm, very relaxed. If you like calm, if you like relaxed, if you want to unwind without the pressures. The only other thing I'll mention as well is it's quite spread over. It's spread over quite a few acres. And once you park your car up in your designated parking space outside your apartment or your treehouse or wherever you stay, that's it. Your car stays there for the duration of your stay. So you have to walk between the venues. So when I first got here, I had to walk to take Becky down to the sedgewaying, and it was like a 20-minute walk. Now, people who come here like walking in the forest and the trees and all that kind of stuff. If you're not into walking, perhaps not the best place for you, because it's an awful lot of walking. It's not like you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go out to the Indian, let's phone a taxi up. Not going to happen. Or I'll jump on a bus. Not going to happen. It's all footpaths, it's all walkways. But that's the nature of it. That's exactly what people come here for, to get away from the hustle and the bustle of the cars, of the motorists, there's no shouting, there's no screaming, there's no loudness. It's nice and calm. So, What's my view out of 10? If I give it an overall view, for me personally, this is absolutely, in my opinion, value for money. The cost of the accommodation, not bad, probably 8 out of 10. The cost of the facilities while you're here, you know, the shops, the Indian, the food, there's like a pancake house, very expensive, maybe 5 out of 10. I think it's a bit overboard. Don't like the idea about cash, no cash, as you know. I've already explained my thoughts behind that. So overall, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10 on the Higgins scale of is it a worthwhile holiday. But this is about me. I'm more of a Blackpool person, as you know. And as I said, this is Butlins for the middle class. Anyway, if you like this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll just finish off the video by showing you where I am. And showing you all of the lakes and stuff like that where I am. And just behind me there, that big glass building there, that's where the swimming pool is. Okay then, if you like this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll speak to you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.